Imagine yourself walking through the dense tropical rainforest of the Amazon. Suddenly, an enormous log blocks your path. You approach this obstacle and try to overcome it. To your horror, the log begins to move, revealing the presence of the largest snake you've ever seen in your life, the Titanoboa. The snake is an impressive sight, at least 5 times larger than you and several times heavier. Your only thought is panic, fearing that this giant monster might swallow you whole. Desperately, you try to retreat silently, but without success. Snakes don't have ears, they perceive the world through vibrations. The snake launches itself in your direction, and your terrified brain perceives the movement as an action at an unbelievable speed. In reality, the speed of the Titanoboa probably cannot exceed 10 kilometers per hour on land, as they are quite clumsy in this environment. However, in the water, they could move twice as fast, reaching an incredible 16 kilometers per hour. You find yourself in a sequence of horrifying moments, with the enormous snake coiling around you, as thick as an adult's leg. To make matters worse, non-venomous snakes are known for their constriction technique, where they squeeze their own bodies around the prey until it can no longer resist. It's the kind of thought no one wants to have in that moment. Furthermore, you become aware of the crushing force of this giant, which is approximately 15 kilograms per square centimeter. It's as if an elephant were sitting on your chest. The reptile monitors the heartbeat of its prey, determining when the meal is ready. Typically, animals do not survive the snake's embrace. However, let's suppose you are wearing an incredibly sturdy protective suit that keeps you intact. This suit also provides oxygen, increasing your chances of staying alive in this extreme situation. If Titanoboas were still alive, they would feed on a variety of prey, including pigs, capybaras, and alligators, which can grow up to 2.5 meters in length. Some Titanoboas would even feast on smaller prey, like deer, which can weigh up to 45 kilograms. While pondering this, your train of thought was abruptly interrupted by a giant mouth closing over your head. You wondered how this creature seemingly managed to accomplish such a feat. Titanoboas do not have sharp teeth or cutting limbs, which forces them to swallow their prey whole, leaving no traces. Their lower jaws are not fused and are held together by elastic ligaments. The same goes for the upper jaw, which consists of 2 independent parts. This allows the snake to open its mouth to over 160 degrees, while humans have a maximum angle of about 40 degrees. That's why it can accommodate prey much larger than its own head. The snake begins to move its jaws around and over the prey's body, trying to guide it down the esophagus, the tube that connects the mouth to the stomach. Fortunately, Titanoboas do not have fangs to bite, and their victims are not venomous. However, the sight of the 4 rows of teeth in the snake's upper jaw, pointing backward, is terrifying. This tooth arrangement prevents live animals from escaping the eager mouth of the reptile. At this moment, you realize how beneficial it is to be wearing your protective suit. However, due to it, you run the risk of drowning. This is not a joke. Titanoboas would produce a large amount of saliva since they cannot chew their food, and the swallowing process is much more complex than that of many other animals. Inside the snake's mouth, several glands produce saliva that moistens its meal, which is you. The next thing you feel is something squeezing around you. Your ribs are protesting against this pressure. The snake performs swallowing in 2 stages. First, its muscles contract and push the prey through the reptile's body, and that's what you are feeling now. Then, it moves and bends its body and spine, causing the ribs to push the prey. This pressure reduces the size of the food to facilitate passage through the snake's esophagus. If you were capable of experiencing the entire swallowing process, it would feel as if the snake were slithering over your body. The sensation is uncomfortable, the heat is suffocating, and you cannot move any limbs. Your body is constantly being bent as the reptile transports you towards its stomach. After some time, the movement stops, indicating that you have reached your destination. Inside the stomach, you have no neighbors, as the snake can only eat one thing at a time. If you could see the snake not only from the inside but also from the outside, you would notice that its stomach is terribly swollen, with a shape resembling that of a human being. This is possible because the snake lacks the sternum bone, allowing its ribs to move freely and be separated considerably after swallowing prey of this size. You feel the snake moving, which is a common occurrence. The Titanoboa is seeking a safe place to carry out digestion, but its weight in the stomach hinders its movement, requiring a significant amount of energy to digest a meal of this size. Titanoboas, like all snakes, are cold-blooded and need a warm environment to accelerate their metabolism, otherwise, digestion would be a major problem. The stomach of the Titanoboa produces powerful acids and enzymes that first dissolve the softer parts of the prey and then the harder ones. Without the protective suit, you would not survive long inside the snake's stomach. Its stomach acids can handle the tough skin of an alligator, but your hair and nails would be the last to dissolve. Thanks to your incredible protective suit, you can spend several weeks in the snake's stomach completely unharmed. However, it's important to note that the Wi-Fi reception is very poor in there, and unfortunately, when the reptile finally expels you, you will have already died of starvation. Now, some good news: Titanoboas have no interest in eating humans because they are extinct. So if one were to encounter you, it's likely the snake would be scared and flee. However, if it feels threatened, it could attack to defend itself. Therefore, it's advisable not to be too bold if you encounter one. Moreover, you are simply too odd to serve as a proper meal. It would probably prefer hunting large alligators and some capybaras due to their size. So, when you come across a Titanoboa that looks like a log in your path, be cautious, but remember that you are lucky. You didn't threaten it, and it's not interested in making you its next meal. And if you're interested in this topic, I've made a video discussing what it would be like if Titanoboas came back to life, so check it out. Stay with God, and take care.